12:59. Let's call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Nice to see you. Jessica, James, Joseph Lombardo, Special Counsel, sitting here. I will ask our Secretary Treasurer, Ed J. Warner Jr., to start with the roll call.
President Scott Horowitz.
I'm here.
Secretary Treasurer Warner, I'm here. Chip Marin.
Here.
Present, okay. Joe McLaughlin. Here. And Matt Parsons.
Present.
All right.
All here, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So today is a organizational meeting, to kind of the kickoff meeting to get going before we get back into the regular swing of processing with work sessions and other issues. That will start on Monday, January 27th, our next work session, 9:30 a.m. here at Town Hall, followed by the 1 o'clock general session. Item 5, we have nomination of board officers.
Can I make a motion to leave the status quo?
Second.
We all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I think that's great. That motion carries. This has been a very productive board. I want to thank all of you for making it that way. I think this group worked very nicely and proofs in the fact that a lot was accomplished for the people of the town of Southampton and the environment. And I want to thank the staff. And I'm looking forward also to a very productive 2025.
Yep.
Right?
Our first year memorializing our tax line and working under that. It's going to be some challenges, but I think it's well worth all the effort that was put in it for many years. So I want to thank all the past board members and the present board members that worked so diligently on getting this tax line up and running. Some good, attorneys that we used and accountants. So everybody and the staff. So I just want to congratulate everybody on this and looking forward to 2025.
Yeah. Well said. Well
And
said.
I'd like to just thank Scott and Ed for bringing that one home. You know, that was a grinder. You guys put your time in on it, so thank you.
Yes.
I second that.
Thank you.
I thank you, Chip, and I appreciate that because well put. I think you used a good word because it was a grinder.
Yeah.
I felt like I was ground down. But you know what? I was pleased to open my tax bill up and see it and say, look, finally, right? There's the trustees listed. The public knows that it's a very small portion. A lot of people are calling me like, what? Only $17 or only $20? That's all this board gets, protecting all that it does. And this board's on stable ground now. And the public has transparency. And when you're talking about protecting things that are quality of life issues, our natural resources, our public access to beaches and the environment, I mean, that should be on sound, financial, stable ground for us to continue doing the work. And it finally is. So thank you for mentioning that. That's good. All right, so let's move right on. 2025 grace period for enforcement of permits. There will be a grace period for enforcement of permits licenses that expired on December 31st, 2024, in effect until January 31st, 2025, so that we can get our systems up and running. There's been some communications that were sent. I would make a motion to dispense with the reading of those communications.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
We'll go to public portion. Is there anybody here that wants to speak or anybody on Zoom that needs to address the board over any issues? No one's got their hand up, so let's jump right into our agenda here. Board of Trustees hereby waives a public hearing on the following applications because it's been determined that the following projects do not raise significant degree of public interest or public input is not needed to aid the decision-making process. I've got Trustee Resolution 2025-1. It's the first renewal application of Sunset Equity Holdings, LLC. Tax map 900 360-02-51.1. I recommend its approval.
Second.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Got permit 2025-2. It's another renewal application for Scott Realty Corp. 5 Carter Lane, East Quogue. tax map 900, 342-1-15.1. It's a renewal. I recommend that that's
Second on that.
seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
We got 2025-3, renewal application of FSK Capital LLC, 3-quarter lane, East Quad. Tax map 900-342-1-16.1. It's another application that, for renewal that should be renewed.
Second on that.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye. Trustee, resolution 2025-5, application of David Edward Zeller at Noyak Road. Body of order is Paynes Creek. We discussed this in work session. Could I,
I'll get a second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner, all in favor?
I need.
Did we skip?
Skip me.
did I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Trustee resolution 2025, 4, it's, application for Richard Peters, 33 Canoe Place Road, Hampton Bay, Suffolk County, tax at 900-266-4-4, body of order, Shinnecock Bay. We worked on this at work session. I recommend its approval. I need a second.
Seconded. Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
2025-6, this is application of Christine McGow, the adjacent property. It's 3991 Noyak Road. We talked about it in work session, and I would say it should be approved.
Seconded. Trustee Parsons, all in favor?
All right.
Resolution number 7, that's number 105. This is renewal for 509 Captain's Lane. Southampton Village, number 904-12-1-10.6. Can I have a second on that?
Second.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
All right.
Trustee Resolution 2025-8. First modification, application of 19 Seatuck Lane in Remsenburg. Can I get a second on this, please?
Second.
Seconded. Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
All right.
All right, so we're getting into budget and finance. We have trustee resolution 2025-9. It's a resolution requiring a resolution for any expenditure that's in excess of $1,000. This has been our standard practice. It's been working. I think we should leave it in place.
Second.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
All right.
Trustee resolution 2025-10, authorized purchases from Riverhead Building Supply Inc. for 2025. Whereas Riverhead Building holds a current contract with the town of Southampton for hardware and various items for pickup. And the contract, according to this resolution, remains in effect until December 31st, 2025.
Second.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
All right.
Trustee resolution 2025-11, authorize the use of the digital signature font overlay for the president and the secretary treasurer. I think that should stay in place.
I'll give a second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2025-12, it's the approval for third-party custodial banks that at the recommendation of the town controller and the receiver of taxes, the following banks are approved for use as third-party custodial banks for collateral pledged to secure the deposits of the receiver of taxes effective January 1, 2025. It's M&T Investment Group and Wilmington Trust Investment Advisors.
Second.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Resolution 2025-13, designation of the official newspapers, resolved that the Southampton Press, Western and Eastern editions, is hereby designated as the official newspaper for the publication of notices for the Board of Trustees for the year of 2025.
Second.
Seconded. Trustee McLaughlin, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And it be 2025-14, it's a designation of additional newspapers, resolved that the following newspapers are hereby designated as additional newspapers for the publication notices for the year 2025. Listed as the Independent Traveler Watchman, the Sag Harbor Express, the East Hampton Star, Newsday, and the Riverhead News Review.
Second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner, all in favor?
All right.
We have Trustee Resolution 2025-15, designation of bank deposits, that the following banks are designated as banks of deposit for the Board of Trustees funds for the 2025 year, effective January 1, 2025. Dime Community Bank, JP Morgan Chase Bank, and Bake United.
Second on that.
Seconded. Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
We have Trustee Resolution 2025-16, Authorized purchase from Omnia Partners contracts with 84 Lumber for 2025, whereas 84 Lumber holds a current cooperative contract with Omnia Partners for building and facility supplies and services. Contract 02-109 remains in effect until April 30th, 2025, and whereas goods or services procured from a valid state, county, or legal applicable federal and cooperative entities contract exceeding the mandatory bidding threshold, i.e. $20,000 goods, $35,000 in public works, a resolution authorizing the purchase must be submitted and approved by the Board of Trustees, whereas funding shall be various GL accounts in amounts not to exceed individual budgets. I recommend that we pass.
Second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have Trustee Resolution 2025-17. Also looking to have another contract with Omnia Partner contract with the Home Depot. They also have a contract, a cooperative contract for industrial supplies, operating supplies for maintenance, repair, and related products. That's contract 16154, remains in effect until December 31st, 2026. Paint and paint supplies 17009, which remains in effect till February 28th, 2025. Again, we should have an authorization to be utilizing this contract as well.
I'll second on that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, took care of some housekeeping there. Now we're gonna move into some waterfowl hunting location permits. We have 2025-18. Waterfowl hunting location, these are expired or non-renewed permits where the Board of Trustees finds that the subject is type 2 action. No further environmental review. The following waterfowl hunting location permit expired as of August 1st, 2024, and a renewal application was not submitted for the permit for the 2024 to 2025 season. Number 98, Brian Simmons. Number 266, Bruce Cooper. Number 4, Gregory E. Liffin. Number 99, Jeremy Allen. Number 233, Kurt Dausch. Number 246, William Altman. And number 182, Stephen E. Zahoski. Resolved that pursuant to Article 5, Section 38 of the Rules and Regulations for the Management and Products of the Waters of the Town of Southampton, the Board of Trustees of the Freeholders and Commonalty of the Town of Southampton hereby directs that the above-mentioned waterfowl hunting location be offered to individuals from the waterfowl wait list.
I'll give a second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
And that will be for next hunting season, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, we have Trustee Resolution 2025-19, waterfowl hunting location applications for late renewal. Whereas the Board of Trustees finds that the subject project is type 2 action pursuant to 6 NYCR Part 617, no further environmental review. The following location late renewal were received in the office. Permit number 79, William Miller. Resolved that pursuant to Article 5, Section 38 of the Rules and Regulations for the Management of Products of the Waters of the Town of Southampton, the Board of Trustees of the Freeholders and Commonalty of the Town of Southampton hereby approves the above list of hunting locations, which was number 79, William Miller.
Second on that.
Seconded, Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have Trustee Resolution 2025-20, waterfowl hunting location permits granting an exception. Following waterfowl hunting location permits were approved for the 2024-2025 hunting season. Number 2, Donald Bennett. Permit number 11, Donald Bennett. Permit number 20, Donald Bennett Jr. and Donald Bennett III. Permit number 26, Donald Bennett. Permit number 27, Donald Bennett and Donald Bennett III. These were permits that were granted exceptions.
I'll give a second on that.
Seconded by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Trustee Resolution 2025-21. Authorize the Board of Trustees, President, to sign a retainer agreement with Joseph Lombardo. Welcome to the end of the table there, Mr. Lombardo.
Thank you.
General Counsel Professional Services, whereas the Board of Trustees would like to utilize the service of Joseph Lombardo for non-litigation matters, including but not limited to representation as needed, confidential legal advice, research, FOIL matters, pending legislation, negotiations, and providing legal counsel at trustee board meetings. And whereas Joe Lombardo submitted a proposal to provide the above-mentioned services, this retainer agreement shall retroactively begin Jan 1 through December 31st, 2025, whereas Joe Lombardo's hourly rate is $100, not to exceed $35,000. Recommended approval.
Second on that?
Seconded by Trustee Warner. All in favor?
Aye.
And I just want to say, Joe, you've done a very, very excellent job for greater than decades for the Board of Trustees. It's a unique skill set in understanding, the position and responsibility, duties of the trustees, and the importance of that to all the freeholders and commonality of this town. Oldest elected board there is, and I can say that you've been a wealth of knowledge, and you've been a great asset to providing services for the people of this town that I believe there will be benefits from for generations to come.
I want to thank you for the compliments. I want to thank the board for all of its assistance and support over the past year and over the decades. You say it's a unique skill set, but it was a unique skill set that was learned at the feet of many of the old-timer trustees that took the time to teach. And I appreciate their efforts. And Eddie, I thank you for the help you've given me in terms of the historical knowledge that you bring on the basis of what your father had. So
You're more than welcome. It makes the board that much stronger. So I recommend
Thank you,
this.
Joe.
thank you.
Yep,
And Edward said it all, because that's what this town needs, a strong
Yep.
board
I'll second that.
and good counsel.
Yep.
We have trustee resolution 2025-22. So did we pass that resolution? I know we're talking a lot.
Yes.
So they're all
Yeah.
passed, right? So trustee resolution 2025-22, authorize the continuation of legal services by Con and Con PC in the Stroh versus West Hampton Dunes case that is still, pretty much resolved. It's just a matter of
There are some housekeeping
Housekeeping.
matters that still have to be taken care of, some deeds that need to be filed once they're received by Dan Kahn, and
So
his bills will certainly be a lot less than they were during the heyday of this litigation.
right, but we still need to finish it up and close it out. So
I'd like to say one thing about this lawsuit finally being close to settle up. It's really has given me an understanding of how complicated some lawsuits are and how far-reaching they are. And I know in the settlement, we didn't get what we want. The other side didn't get what they want. But I think in the end, settling it is going to be the best thing for the public. So everybody that worked on it, it was long and hard.
I mean, it's done. I think it's just a matter of
Yep.
the cleanup of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
it's a
done.
cleanup, but the settlement also put in place for those properties safeguards, so should it happen again and another 700 feet miraculously appears, it will be ours and we won't have to fight
Right,
for
the
it.
environment's been protected to the best that we
Yes.
could, and the trust and the future trust boards have been protected to the best that they could. And now we can focus our attention and our
Yep.
energies on getting some good projects going on that we're gonna be
Yeah.
all discussing for 2025. So I think we need to pass this resolution. So I made a motion, seconded by
Second.
trustee Warner. Are we all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Now, moving right along, we have 2025-23. It's another similar situation. It's authorized the Board of Trustees president to sign a retainer agreement with Sokoloff Stern LLP to provide general legal services. Similar situation, just different cases. So they've done a great job as well. I recommend.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Warner. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2025-24. We have an authorizing retaining the professional services of Be Ready Law Group LLP for the 2025 season. This is going to be a synergy between all the experts that we have in the field and our special counsel, Joe Lombardo, to protecting the assets of this trust and the people of the town. So I recommend.
May I just add something
Sure.
on this? Be Ready has really shepherded us across the finish line with the tax line. They did a heck of a job, and I appreciate the efforts they put in, and I enjoyed working with them. I really recommend its passage.
Second.
Thank you.
Yep, so I thank you for the second there, trustee McLaughlin. Are we all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that passes. Yeah, I would say that they did an excellent job for this board. And I think that the synergy of everybody has worked well. And I think when you have that going on, you want to not fix what's not broken. So let's just keep moving forward. So trustee resolution 2025-25, authorize Board of Trustees to sign agreement with James E. Olivo to provide governmental finance professional services. He will be acting as the trust finance person, the trust controller. And Jim's done a very good job. He's done an excellent job as well. And I recommend we keep him in place.
He's another individual that really educated myself and the board about the finances and how they work in municipalities. So I would definitely give this a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I think that concludes what we had on there. Is there any discussion? I know we've all been a little bit on the chatty side here with the first meeting of the year. Is there anything that needs to be in the meeting? Because I know we do have a list right out of the gate on executive session, but I want to make sure everybody is.
No, I'll just say that both cuts are opened and running well and drained right out. Sag Pond, you could have walked across the pond.
That's
So it was
going
drained.
into the winter storm season. That's a
Yeah,
good.
it was nice to get ahead of it.
And in Mecox, we can finalize the
We're gonna-
last leg of our dredging, for the long dredge.
Yeah, I have machines down there today doing the long cut and finally straighten that thing out, and we're not gonna have the dog leg in it. The sand is gonna be utilized mostly to close off the dog leg portion, just a bridge, and then we're gonna push the sand up on the Scott Cameron side to try and build their beach up a little bit.
Good.
And in addition, the board was able to successfully get Carter Creek and East Quogue dredged this year too, right? So then the next order of business on that's going to be to rebuild those brush jetties and try and maintain that as best as we possibly can. So we actually got that done, and we finally had, many people know that it matters, got the big dredge done in Shinnecock right up through the Quogue Canal. I know people in Quogue are very happy about that. So
And they're also, when I was down at SAG, they're putting out pipe for doing the beach renourishment project,
Yep.
starting at Town Line, headed towards Mecox. They estimated the dredge should be there around the 20th, and they're laying out pipe now. So I do recommend that people just try and stay clear of that area,
Yeah,
as best
Jim-
you can.
Yes.
so it's been
And we also did the south end of Shinnecock Canal.
yes, south end of Shinnecock Canal got done, and western Shinnecock Bay got done, and
Yes.
we tried to help the horseshoe crabs out at Tiana Bay site. There's been a lot of things that have gotten done.
Been a lot
The
of
far middle
projects,
ponds, right?
Yep.
It was a busy 2024, and it's already setting up to be a busy 2025 right out of the gate. So that being said, anybody else got anything to add? No?
I'm good.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year.
No, I have bamboo.
Oh, okay.
And we-
I
we'll
procured
Didn't know if
a,
we needed to
Good-
make an announcement.
Good thought, though, yeah.
I have
Christmas
piles
trees.
of bamboo that I have a local landscaper cut down
Good
for us.
thoughts, though. Definitely a good thought. That being said, after wishing everybody a happy and healthy new year, I think I'll make a motion to adjourn and go into exec session and get right down to business.
Second.
Seconded trustee Parsons, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Great day, everybody. All right, we off?
Yeah, we're off.